Hello and welcome to episode 5 of Artwork Explained. Jonathan Kendall, ONOJK123. I'm here with my wife Megan.
Hello.
And we are jumping into where we left off. So let me bring it up here on deviantart.com/ONOJK123 is the gallery is on there on deviantart.com. And last time we left off with Self-Portrait 3, and so we're jumping to Move Time. Now, Move Time was right around the time I was moving to California. That's why I named it Move Time. And it's a pen, ballpoint pen, and I think it was not used again. It's just it was drawn specifically for that at that time.
This was before you moved?
Yeah, it's just during the move. I think I was making this during the move. I might have scanned it into my computer at a hotel because I was bringing my computer with me along the way. And my dad and I were moving to California. So previously we talked about the photographs I took at Great Falls Park. That was a few weeks before I moved, and then this is a few weeks after that. So I was in my spare time while I moved out of the place. We were waiting. We were like staged in a hotel waiting to move. So I worked on this during that time, and it's a nice doodle, detailed. It's got some symmetry in there, 4 quadrants of symmetry.
It looks to me like a long hallway with a door at the end.
Yeah.
A ceiling and a floor.
Yeah, it kind of has that like hallway look with the different sections there. And I scanned it in, and I was learning how to scan in things better, like even oversized items. By that time I had some technique laid down. So we'll go on to the next one. So next you'll see some photographs. When I got to California, we moved into this like apartment next to a house, and I started working on the farm, Kendall Farms in Fallbrook, California. And so it's actually a few. You won't get to the photograph yet, but we'll go over the next piece of art called Always Human. Kind of have the same thing. I was trying to, without looking at any tutorials, make mandala-like shapes and patterns and stuff. So this Always Human is just my own experimentation with the program I'm using, which is GIMP, GNU Image Manipulation Program. So it's a doodle that I arranged into a circle with some patterns.
Did you mean this to look like a skeleton?
No. I don't. Yeah, there's a few different things I see there. The doodling always has many different. It's got like a Rorschach quality.
What's Rorschach?
Rorschach's test is like where you go to probably decades and decades ago, you'd go to the psychologist and they would show you Rorschach ink blots.
Mm.
And then you would interpret them, and then they would tell the psychologist something about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because you interpreted it this way or that way, or etc. So I view a lot of my doodles are like that. You look at them, you see certain things, and what you see reveals something about you.
Well, what does it reveal that I saw a skeleton?
I
don't
mean,
like that
it's only
theory.
for you. It's only for you to decide.
I don't like that theory.
Well, anyways, that's kind of how I see it. Let's see. Back. So we have always human, then another doodle, implicit. Just more sketching and doodling. So, going to the next one. This one is a sort of another
That's cool.
attempt to create a mandala-like thing. Like, I had seen other people create them, but I rarely watch tutorials on how to do stuff, if at all. And so I just set out to figure out how to do it myself.
I like how this one looks multi-dimensional.
Yeah, there's some shading there. I used black gradient to shade in parts of it, and it kind of gives it a 3D look. I like the color choice, that kind of red, orange, and then like a teal, greenish blue, cyan. So that one I like as an aesthetic piece. The next one, I do like this one a lot. It's some time ago where I took a photograph from the Air and Space Museum of this propeller plane and set it to like a sky blue and a white in the background. Almost like it's flying, but obviously it's not because the blades aren't spinning and there's no pilot. And it's a really old plane. But I do like this one, and I think it's aesthetically pleasing.
It is.
Yeah.
I like the doodles inside the plane.
Yeah, and I like how they're black and white, like along with the plane, kind of gray. And you can see everything. You can see all the lines, even though the background is light blue and white, and it's kind of well balanced and it has a lot of contrast. You can see in the plane, the dark spots are really dark, and the lighter spots are really light. Oh yeah, I like this one. The next one is fixture.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Let's get this. I like the green dot. Yeah. I think that's two separate ones. Because the middle looks like totally different than the outside. Yeah, I mean, looking back, all that doodling I did just took up a lot of time and produced some interesting things, but I'd like to see them all next to each other, like in a room.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be interesting. You could walk around and talk about it and stuff, but in and of themselves don't interest me that much today. But they were labor intensive. Like, it would take me weeks to a month or longer to doodle some of the stuff.
Wow.
Other stuff I just did on regular 8.5 by 11 standard paper, and it didn't take me that long. So the next one is rhinoceros. I felt the need to title it what it was.
I like the different colors.
Yeah.
The texture of it.
This is like the polar bear one, but with the rhinoceros. It's actually a toy I took a photo of and then overlaid the pattern on it. It's not as nice as the polar bear one.
I like it.
Yeah, it's nice. But I like the other one more. This one is like the egg one to me. It doesn't do much for me.
I like it.
Important in that the detail is really.
Looks like wood.
It's where, yeah.
Or
so
cloth.
I do similar patterns today, but I wouldn't do such a simple mirror. Where it's like it just doesn't do much for my eyes. The way I look at it, but it's kind of cool. Yeah. I like the gold and black.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is that California sunset. We were staying. This is a few blocks away from where we were staying. I walked down the street and took this photo.
Oh, wow.
And it was in Rainbow, California. That's the name of the town. And it's normally a valley, and we were like up on the top of the mountain up there. And every day after work, I drove up the mountain to get home. And I kept seeing these sunsets over and over. And
beautiful.
Yeah, it was really lovely up there. Avocado trees everywhere. And
is this one photo manipulated?
Maybe slightly, but not much. Yeah. So it's California sunset. And then I have another one which is Overlook. This one might be manipulated more.
This one looks like it is.
Yeah. Kind of gives a desert look to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so bright. Kind of washed out a little bit though. I like the rocks down in the bottom, like the redness of an orange.
Yeah.
There. Then the next one is another doodle where these are important in that I was learning how to arrange patterns and how lines affect the overall outlook the overall look of the entire piece when it's done. So
I like the doodle ones.
Yeah. And then they're kind of different up close. Like, let's look at it up close. You can see how I scanned it in, and those are all hand drawn.
Wow.
You know, it'd be more impressive, maybe printed on a large piece of paper. A large, nice piece of paper. Oh, you can see the line right there. Not a line I intended to have. But, yeah. It's like, when you're learning, you have to refine what the process you use to make the art.
This one's really cool.
Yeah, this one, let's see, what is it called? Morning. It's called Morning. And I was trying to capture, like, these California mornings I was having.
Oh, wow.
On the top of the mountain there. Yeah, I like the lines in this one. Like,
that's really
with the orange and the black and the yellow and orange and light, almost off-white around the outside.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the morning I would get up excited to go to work and just like excited to be in California.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was kind of a new beginning for me. Pennsylvania was a little rough sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is titled No More. I don't even remember why I titled it that. I didn't write anything about it here. No More. It's called No More. Oh, maybe I'm not doing these doodles anymore. Yeah, I think I remember now. I got tired of doing the doodles because no one really responded to them, and they took a lot of energy to make, and I'm not making any more. Go back. But there's more. Next one's called Free. Free, like, is that where I decided to make things Creative Commons? No, that's copyright. I don't see Creative Commons on there. That's another thing. I make all my art now Creative Commons, so anyone can use my art for any purpose, or the only thing they have to do is attribute it to me, so as the artist who made it. But they can use it for business or whatever, you know. They can print them out, do anything they want.
Mm-hmm.
My only request is that they attribute the artwork to me. So this one I'll zoom in a little. It doesn't zoom in too much. I like that. I like the way it looks.
Looks polished.
Yeah, it's kind of like...
But busy.
Yeah. I think I was experimenting with the symmetry in that one. Further is the next one. Is more of the same, only with a blue background. It's kind of interesting because how I was trying to figure out how I mirrored it, what I did, because there's these 4 things there, and it's missing from the other side. So what did I do exactly? How did I do that?
Yeah.
I don't know what I did. That was a phase where I wanted these lines, these details to be noticed. And nobody really noticed them.
Well, that you know of.
That I know of, yeah. That's true. I might be a little bit hard on myself there. This one's kind of cool when you zoom in. This,
yeah.
I used a different type of pen there, and it stands out more boldly.
Mm-hmm. Like the flow.
Yeah, that one's called Momentum. I like the title for it. The next one, Accent. This is the butterfly that I took a photo of a while back in Pennsylvania. I decided to use in this piece of art, just using photo manipulation techniques, cutting out, coloring in, putting swirls and things, overlaying the swirls on top. Yeah. And then using the line nova here with a little bit of fading and putting the signature there in purple.
Why don't you put your signature anymore?
Takes away from the art, I think.
You have
The
a
next
lot more
one-
doodles.
Next one's called Ontological Orb, which is an interesting title. That's important because that's the work I was doing with my therapist at the time.
Oh.
Next one called Topiatic Medium. I don't know why I named it that. That might be the first time I used a random word generator, or at least some type of looking up a dictionary tool or thesaurus or something. More like a dance. That's like life should be like a dance. I wrote something like that, but which is, I think I wrote a piece like to go with it. I wonder if it's there. Yeah, so basically life is like a dance. You have to adjust accordingly and have a good time and remember the technique and do all the steps. And I can't dance at all, so it's ironic.
Well, you did less than a day of dance school when you were a kid.
Yeah. The next one is a photograph of these Baoding balls. Where I went to a little like shopping mall in Virginia before I left for California. and purchased these from that market. And I set them on a rock on a sunny day and took photos of them. I always like those things. So you hold them in your hand and you swirl them around. They're pretty cool. And they make noise. If they hit together, they make a noise. The goal is to swirl them without making noise.
Oh.
The next one's titled Life is a Dance, Pay Attention. More doodles, Paramount. More doodles and symmetry.
I like this.
I'm trying to zoom in on this one.
Maybe it already zoomed in.
Let me see. No, I don't think it did.
It's frozen.
Yeah, it seems to have frozen the... Oh, there it goes.
That's pretty.
Of course, I reloaded the page. Okay, so the next one is Bloom, where I added color. I had all these black and white ones. And this one I started adding color. And I mean, these are important. These are the first ones I ever, like, important to me at least. And that I was experimenting, which would lay the groundwork for in my skills within the software, so that I could do more complex patterns.
I like that one.
Yeah.
The colors,
it's called
and
Bloom.
the pattern, and the title, and that.
So now we'll go on to the next page.
More doodles.
More doodles. So Warm Heart 2 is an extension of the same kind of color scheme I used before, where like it's like this fading pink red. Reminds me of rosé or something. Alcoholic drink or something. I don't drink alcohol, but and then I have this photograph called How I Begin, where I show what I used to scan it into the scanner. I didn't have a digital drawing pen, so I would draw these patterns, these random, like they look kind of random, like doodles and stuff, and I would scan them in and make all these things. And it, you know, that's what I did for fun when I got back home from work, working on the farm all day. This one is from a photograph. I went to the San Diego Zoo.
I like this a lot.
Flamingo, and I used photo manipulation techniques. I like how I roughly cut out this one flamingo. I don't like it like so much when, you know, we were talking about this earlier about perfection, like
right.
For the sake of perfection, it's not good. Like when it gets in the way of being creative or like having a good time making art. Next one, Flutter, more doodling, dashing medium, coloring in the doodles. And then this one, which I like.
Why is it titled Language?
It's called Language because language is so essential and fundamental. And I think sometimes art is language. Like it has a phrasing and texture and pattern and communicates, yeah. I like this one because there's so much energy in it. Like I just was like really quickly drawing. I think this is one of the ones where I liked it more than other people like. Which is the case sometimes. The next photo, California Farm Sunset, was on my cousin's property here in Fallbrook. I like this one. It's just really nice.
Mm-hmm.
The way the sun is just like softly bathing the plants with sun rays. And it's just kind of late in the day. And you can see this kind of like hill. It's a sloped hill with rows of sunflowers. They're not in bloom, but they're still a neat little rows. And then here's the one where I finally got the look I wanted after all those doodles and all those putting together symmetry. And at last I finally got the look I was trying for. If it ever downloads here. Well, it's not downloading. There it goes. Try one more time. You can see how the symmetry is like completely.
What is this one called?
At Last.
Oh.
It's called At Last, and you can see that the symmetry is more.
I see.
Yeah. Like evenly distributed, and the whole circle has that kaleidoscope kind of look, but I didn't use the kaleidoscope tool back then. I think that was a later version of GIMP that had that, so I was just stitching these together by hand.
I can imagine how excited you were.
Not by hand, but yeah. Computer is being slow. Alright, there we go. Back to the other page. So then we have At Last, and now we have Edge 2. I don't know what happened to Edge 1. This doodle, where I started getting that the even amount of spacing, or the amount of symmetry that I wanted. And then there's a morning sunrise, which is really a low light photo, but I liked it a lot.
That's really cool.
More of these lines and symmetry. Then there's a photograph of a December leaf. That was out in front of the house where we were staying at the top of the mountain. Then Rising Sun, which is this sunrise again. And then a photograph of cactus called Cacti. That was in the yard there. And then a self-portrait, which I think I did this one on my cell phone or something.
Cell phone?
No, not cell phone. I just maybe took the picture of my cell phone.
This does not look very much like you.
Yeah. You can barely tell me that's me. With my glasses. It's just me getting swirled about.
I like it though.
Yeah. And then I have one remembering Gordon. There's a photograph of my friend who died of a heart attack back in Pennsylvania. I was just remembering him. I said, oh, there's a photo of him. I'll make a photo manipulation of his picture. He's there smoking a cigarette. Interesting guy. And then there's a photo of Desert Flower 2. Then After, which is like a kind of aesthetic yellow, burgundy, red mandala doodle thing.
I like this one. Was it the one you had printed big?
Yeah, I have that one framed it framed really well, and I printed it out. So the next one, start getting into the quantity of just using gradients in the same. So some of it's like getting the symmetry, getting it laid out, and then experimenting with that format.
Mm-hmm.
So the quality of is about that. Then there's Phoenix, where I drew these wings
drew
and
those?
the pattern. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't really like it. It seems like cliche, Phoenix. I don't know. And then a bunch of bee photographs. I mean, I just really like taking pictures of bees. I never get stung either. No, if you don't bother them, they don't bother you. Unless they're really aggressive, which they're not. The next one after the bee series is Comet. This one I really do like. It's if it ever downloads here. Yeah, it's like an ice comet, like ice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like this kind of glowy, blue, icy feeling in space or whatever. I don't know. So, Sea Anemone, this is where I was getting into using the move tool in GIMP and swirling things about. Like, and they have chill as an example of swirling. A lot of like using the program is like paint in a canvas. So you can see when you zoom into this.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks quite nice.
It looks like swirled paint.
Swirled paint.
Some green in there.
But also it's like it's going down into the middle.
It's more defined, or it's all defined, but
yeah, it's balanced. It's like swirly, kind of energetic, but also balanced and smooth.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next is Attack, which is
cool.
interesting. I took these two forms like they're fighting with each other.
That looks really cool.
And they're in this room that has like paint everywhere. Like it's like they're just themselves made of paint.
That's awesome.
And they're fighting each other.
I love that one.
Yeah, it's kind of a different concept. Then Planetary Dune. I like this one a lot.
I do.
It's kind of my attempt at trying to paint with the move tool and the swirl tool, like. But I don't want to get it too exact. But
I like.
Looks like a windy dune. Like this is a sand dune on some other planet, and the wind is all blue and green. And actually, if you zoom into this one, you'll see it's quite nice. A lot of these photos, when you view them on DeviantArt, they don't should until you zoom in.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can see all the detail. If your computer can handle it. And, yeah, so let me zoom in more. It's not allowing me to zoom in. Anyways, go back. Oh, there, it zoomed in the last possible one. And this one, New Day, is nice because it has a feel-good piece.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
So it's me painting with the move tool, but I had a sun, like a swirly, bright sun, and all these, like...
I really like this.
Yeah. It's very... to me, it's a feel-good piece. Like, I look at it, I feel good.
Yeah.
And then Pinwheel, couple of To Move, where they're all spinning pieces. With I don't really like this Illuminate one too much.
Why?
It's too simple.
It's still pretty.
Yeah. This one From Here to There looks like that eye thing again from Lord of the Rings.
I think it looks like a comment.
Yeah, I think I tried to repeat the last comment with the blue one, but it didn't turn out the same. And then this one's cool. It's photo manipulation of sunflowers. It's called Vase's Sunflowers.
Oh. That is really cool.
Yeah, it
looks like a painting of sunflowers.
Yeah.
Where the paint's all dripping down.
It's a photo manipulation.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's really...
I don't think I've seen this one before.
Yeah, it's better to zoom in, and this one allowed me to zoom in, so... Yeah, I sold us a shower curtain pattern of that on Zazzle.
Oh.
So someone has a shower curtain with that on it. Pouring Sun is another one where I was just using the Move tool a lot, like as a paintbrush.
Mm-hmm.
Like the sunrise is pouring like a river, like a waterfall, really. I probably would do that differently today, but I like the way it turned out still. New Energy is like, finally I was able to swirl something in a way that looks energetic and also has a unique spin feel to it. So it's a spinning within a spin, like has that little pattern in the middle. I just like the energy and the movement there. Going to page 72. I'm working my way backwards up from the beginning. This one I like. It's called A Curious Place, and you'll see why. That's a cat.
Cat?
A cat.
Oh,
Wow. Black cat opening a door.
Oh, wow.
Into the outer world, which is this pattern.
That's really cool.
Although I did get the cat from clip art, I didn't draw that. So I do feel kind of like bad about that.
Why?
Because I don't know if it was copyrighted or what, but I needed a black cat that was easily recognized by the eye, and I can't draw that. At least not in a way that I was satisfied with. So the next one is Summer Field, which is the same thing as the other photo I took, only it's a photo manipulation. I'm not too keen on that one.
Why?
I don't know. Don't have a great explanation as to why I don't like it, but I don't. Melange is more the doodle, just experimentation there. Then I have another Bee Series 2, which is more bees on flowers. These yellow flowers, they're called pincushions, which we grow on the farm in Fallbrook. And then I like the title of this one is The Objects Are Exactly As They Appear to Be.
It's not an object.
It's not an object, yeah, it's like its pattern. And it's really got this, I like it. And I like the signature.
It looks like an alarm clock, the signature.
Yeah, alarm clock signature. Yeah, the digital. I just like the whole thing. I don't know. It's funny. And then you look at the other one I don't like, and it's like, why do I don't like that one? I don't like the other one. I don't know. Next one I titled Mandala. And it was...
This one's pretty.
Yeah, this is like the first time I really got the texture down pretty good. It's more... looks like some of my more modern work, even. So that's interesting. Way back then. And let's see when it was made. Published March 30th, 2015. Nothing Ever Touches. I like the title of this one. This was like a glitch piece. Like I did something and I didn't know how it happened, and I made it work somehow. And so like I was going along using the program, and then all of a sudden it just appeared. Like this totally weird, messed up, like donut hole of a swirl. It just showed up, like this outer part totally showed up, and then I just put the middle part in the middle. And they're actually the same thing, but with one difference is that I applied the filter to the top one, and it ended up like that. I didn't intend for that to happen. So, and I named it Nothing Ever Touches, which is actually from chemistry or physics or something, where nothing ever touches, like when you look at the smallest atoms and how they're built up and stuff.
It's amazing you remember making these, 8 years ago.
Yeah. That's a while back.
7 years.
Okay, so this one's called Mandala 2, which is more mandala style. Yeah, I mean that one's kind of like, it's pretty good. But no, this one I kind of like Double Talk. I don't know why I named it Double Talk. Although I don't like Double Talk. Corridor Explosion is one where it was creating this 3D type thing. I like that one. It reminds me of Star Wars, where they shoot the missiles down the tubes to blow up the Death Star. And then the whole thing blows up. It kind of reminds me of that.
Ooh, this one's cool.
Onwards. Yeah, that one is colorful. Very colorful. I use some gradients along with some colorful mixing of colors.
It's like paint again.
Yeah, it looks like paint again. Then we have Iris, which looks like an eye, iris of an eye, but rainbow.
Oh, wow.
And if you look at this one when it's a little larger, you'll see the middle has like this weird effect.
Ooh.
Like when you look at it, like from the side and move, like it kind of moves a little. At least on a digital screen it does.
Looks like our dog's cataract size.
Yeah. This one's soft blue, where I was trying to get like this soft transition of color, blue and white and dark. It's kind of an inverted circle or something like that. Sphere that I used. And I have I'm Not a Thought. I'm Not a Thought.
I wonder why you named it that.
Well, that was some part of the therapy I was doing at the time. I'm not a thought. Like, my thoughts don't define me. If you're having not so good thoughts, maybe those thoughts don't define you. That sort of thing.
I like this one.
Yeah, it's a photo manipulation.
It is? What's the photo of?
This is a flower.
Oh, wow.
Right there.
Can't tell
a flower
at all.
right there. Other than that, you can't really tell it's a photo. It's totally changed. And Subtle is another soft piece. And then the last one we'll end on was Glow. We'll end on this one. Glow is where I used the gradient to create like this glowing from the center. It's like a sunset, but like encapsulated within a pattern.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like using the colors of a sunset, but maybe more contrast and more pronounced, and using them within a pattern. So yeah, we'll end right there, and I hope you tune in next time. Bye.